בעזרת השם, פרשת משפטים. This week's parasha, ואלה המשפטים אשר תשים לפניהם. It's like a continuation of מעמד הר סיני, it's a continuation of the giving of the Torah, right? Moshe Rabbeinu is teaching us Torah fresh from Har Sinai. We just got back, מחרת יום הכיפורים, after Kippur he's sitting and starting to teach laws. ואלה המשפטים, so he's starting to teach us laws בין אדם לחברו. As we got the 10 commandments, there was two types of laws. There was בין אדם למקום, בין אדם לחברו. So he starts with the משפטים בין אדם לחברו. שלמה המלך says, מלך במשפט יעמיד ארץ. The king, how does the world stand on? Means if you look from a satellite, you look at Earth, right? It's standing in the air. How is it standing? What's holding it, right? מלך במשפט יעמיד ארץ. What's holding the כדור הארץ, what's holding the globe in the air, in space? משפט. This is the laws, right? And Hashem is giving us divine laws, not stam laws. There's laws invented by people, and there's laws which come from Hashem directly, right? The other nations, they make up their laws, right? Few peoples, they sit around the table and they discuss, should be like this, in this case, and they write books and books and books, and right? So either you're a lawyer, start to learn, and you want to defend somebody, or you want to accuse somebody, or if you're a judge and you want to decide yes or no, you go to those books. But we always refer to our Torah, right? For us, the law is the Torah. מלך במשפט יעמיד ארץ, כן? זה שלמה המלך, במשפט זה משפט התורה, right? And we can give it a small example. I'll give you a small example. How do we see that our way of thinking, mankind of thinking, is not the same thing as HaKadosh Baruch Hu, right? It's a different type of thinking. So there's a famous story, right? There's a famous story with the Ibn Ezra, Rabbi Avraham ibn Ezra. In this time of Rabbi Avraham ibn Ezra, there was two people walking in the desert. As they're walking, there was a third person coming towards them. This third person comes over to them, he starts crying, he says, listen, it's already 2 days, I'm lost in this place. I don't know how to get out of this place, and I didn't eat anything for two days. I must eat and drink. Do you have something to give me to eat and drink? He says, yeah, betach. First of all, we know how to get out of here, right? We know the place, we get out. And also, we have food, and we're going to gladly share the food with you. So one of them, right, let's say Reuven and Shimon. Reuven had 3 sandwiches in his bag, and Shimon had 2 sandwiches in his bag. So they said, we're going to share it. So they shared it equally, they shared each one. Baruch Hashem, they knew how to get out of there. In a few hours, they were out of there. It appears to be that this person was a very rich businessman that got lost in the desert, right? So he wanted to pay them for the good that they did with him, taking him out and giving him to food. So he gives them 5 gold coins. He gives them 5 gold coins. So Reuven says, I had 3 sandwiches. So I deserve 3 coins. And you, Shimon, you had only 2 sandwiches, you get 2 coins. Shimon tells him, no, it's not fair. When we ate equally. I didn't say you have 3 sandwiches. We shared together. Each one got fair portions, right? The same portions. So they're basically, I should get 2.5 gold coins, and you should get 2.5 gold coins. They didn't understand each other. So they said, you know what? Why should we fight? Let's go to the Rav, Rabbi Avraham ibn Ezra, Rav Shel Ha'ir, the rabbi of the city, and according to the Torah, what does the Torah say in such a case? So they came to him and they presented the case. And the rabbi said, yeah, Reuven that had 3 sandwiches gets 4 gold coins. And Shimon that had 2 sandwiches gets 1 gold coin. So they're looking at each other. Where is he coming from? We said, he said he's getting 3 and I get 2. And I said we get 2.5. And the rabbi says he gets 4. Bechlal, it's not justice, right? So the Ibn Ezra says, very simple. If you have 5 sandwiches, right? And you have 3 people, right? What are you going to do? You're going to take the sandwiches and divide them into 3, each sandwich. So you take 5 sandwiches and divide them into 3. So each one gets a third, right? Now Reuven had 3 sandwiches. So he had basically 9 pieces. He had 9 pieces because his sandwich is divided by 3. So it's 3 times 3, 9 pieces. Shimon had 2 sandwiches. Divided each sandwich by 3, right? So he had 6 pieces. Now each one they ate equally. So basically they have 9 pieces plus 6 pieces. Together is 15 pieces divided to 3 people. Divided to 3 people. Comes out each one ate how many pieces? 5. Right? So Reuven had 3 sandwiches. He had 9 pieces, but he had 5. So how much he shared with the other 2? 4 pieces. So he gets 4 gold coins. Shimon had 2 sandwiches. So basically he had only 6 pieces, but he ate 5. So how many pieces he has to share? Only 1. So he gets 1 coin. They were looking at each other and says, wow, we didn't even think about this. This is Ibn Ezra, Chokhmat Torah. You understand? This is using Chokhmat Torah. It's not time saying you get 3, I get 2, you get 2.5. The Torah is a different way of thinking. This is just an example. And the Torah is giving us this week, Parashat Mishpatim. In this week, the Torah gives us example how to deal in certain situations, which we wouldn't even think. For example, there is a law in the Torah, if you steal a cow or if you steal a sheep. You steal a cow, or you steal a sheep, or you steal a horse, or you steal a donkey, doesn't make a difference what. If you're caught, right? If you caught and you admit, you give it back. But if you don't admit and you're caught and witnesses come and we go to your backyard and we found the cow, the sheep, the donkey, whatever it is, right? You'll pay double, right? But then the Torah gives us a special law by a donkey, by a ox, and by a sheep. If he takes an ox and he steals it and he slaughters it, right? And then we catch him, Chamisha bakar yishalem tachat ashor. He has to pay 5 bulls. Each bull is $1,000. He's going to have to pay $5,000. When it comes to a sheep, he pays 4. Right? He pays 4. Says the Gemara, and Rashi brings it down. This is an exception. Oh, Rega. Says first of all, the Gemara says, does it apply to any other animal? No. Just to shor vase. It's Gzerat HaKatuv. Right? The Torah decrees only for an ox and a sheep. Second of all, why is one is 5 and the other one is 4? 2 opinions, Rabbi Yochanan and Rabbi Meir. Rabbi Yochanan says, when you stole the ox, right? Basically, how do you steal an ox? You don't pick it up. You can't pick it up. You come with a rope. You put it around his neck. And he said, bo, come. You take a piece of, you take a chasa, you take lettuce. He says, come. So he goes with you, and you walk with him till you get to your house. Lo itbazebo. As you walked on the street, no one realized you're gonev, you're stealing it. So you're going to pay the full amount of the knas, right? You're going to pay 5 times. As opposed to the sheep is small. What did the guy do? Picked it up, put it on his shoulder, started running. Somebody might have saw him. He was embarrassed, right? So because of this small embarrassment, the Torah takes down the punishment a fifth, 20% off. What's 20% off? You caught, you slaughter it, you pay only 4 times. You don't pay 5 times. Okay? This is Zerat HaKatuv. So the Torah over here, according to Rabbi Yochanan, was considerate towards a ganav sheitbayesh, that got embarrassed. Right? Comes Rabbi Meir and says, no, that's not the logic of this law. The logic of this law, which is Zerat HaKatuv, is the ox works. So that day or 2 or a week or 2 till we caught you, you were making the owner lose from his work in his field. He's working his field. So you made him be batlan. He was not able to go to work that days, right? So you're going to pay full amount of the punishment. As opposed to a sheep, what does a sheep do? In the field, take off 20%, right? This is just to explain the Torah. But according to Rabbi Yochanan, that the reason that we took off from the sheep 20% and you pay only 4 and not 5 is what? Because of mercy. Because it bazaar, you have to run with, right? What do you mean? Could we have mercy badin? It says, Melech b'mishpat ya'amid eretz. You cannot have, and this week's the Torah is telling us, there's a pasuk in the Torah, it says, V'dal lo tehedar berivo. If a poor man comes to you, you don't say, he's a poor man. Yes, he stole, I see that he has to pay, but he stole. But let me say that he doesn't have to pay. No. Say that he has to pay. Say the mishpat. Say the law. What's the law? Tell him, Ata chayav. You have to pay. After, when they go outside and the rich person wants to tell him, you know what, you really owe me, but you know what, I forgive you. Or the Dayan says, you know what, I have a kupat tzedakah and I want to help you. But first say the mishpat. You cannot have rachamim. So judgment, mishpatim, is not up to mankind. You don't know when to say yes, when to say no, when to say you pay 5 times more, you pay 4 times more, you take off 20%. You have mercy badin. Lo. Melech b'mishpat ya'amid eretz. You have to judge according to what the Torah law, right? You're going to have to find the halacha in the Gemara, in the Shulchan Aruch. You're going to have to posek. And Bezrat Hashem is going to help you to do the right thing. And then there's a big responsibility on the Dayan. The Dayan now, he has to come out with the right judgment. I want to give you 2 examples from Gemara. One is Gemara, one is Mechilta, right? What does it mean to true judgment? It means even before the judgment, he has Mishpat Yamid Eretz. There's a Gemara, right? There's a Gemara over here in Baba Batra. The Gemara says that before the Gemara in Shabbat first. The Gemara first says, Rav Yehuda was sitting in front of his Rav. Who is the Rav of Rav Yehuda? Shmuel. So Rav Yehuda was sitting in front of Shmuel, and Shmuel was teaching him Torah. Atai ayit eta katzavcha kameh. A woman comes, starts screaming, Rabbi, they took for me and they did the thing. So Shmuel didn't pay attention to her. He continued teaching Rav Yehuda. So Rav Yehuda told him, Rabbi, what are you doing? This lady is poor lady. She's crying. Why don't you pay attention? He says, I'm not going to get punished for that. There is a Dayan, Mor Ukva. Let her go to the Dayan Mor Ukva. I don't have time for her. I don't have time for her. So it says that at the end, she had no choice and she walked away. Okay? So the Gemara says, this is the Gemara in Shabbat, page 55a, Nun Hey Amud Aleph. You go to another Gemara, there is a Gemara in Baba Batra, Yud Amud Bet. The Gemara over there says the following thing. It says, Rav Yosef bered Rav Yeshua chalash. Rav Yosef bered Yeshua we didn't feel good. It came to a point in Gid, he was about to die. He was really about to die. And he passed away. But Baruch Hashem, he came back to himself. Yes, he passed away, and he came back to himself. Okay? So Amar Leavua, Rabbi Yoshua, the father of Yosef, asked him, Tagid li, when you passed away, your neshama was already there. Ma ra'ita shama? What did you see b'shamayim? When you were there, ma ra'ita shama? What did you see? So he told them, Olam afuch ra'iti. Exactly. Everything is backwards over there. He said, what it means? He says, Elyonim lemata, tachtonim lemata. The ones on the bottom are up, and the ones that are up are on the bottom. Amar le, so Rabbi Yeshua told his son, Olam baru ra'ita. That's exactly the right way to see things. This world is upside down. The other world is exactly where it's supposed to be. What's Elyonim, Tachtonim? The Rabbeinu Gershom on the side over here in the Gemara says, Elyonim, Tachtonim. Elyonim is rich people. They think they're big in this world. They can do anything they want. Okay? Coming to there, who are they sitting in front of? They're sitting in front of Talmid Chacham. Those Talmid Chacham that you didn't want to support, didn't want to help. So yes, you gave tzedakot, but you didn't want to be part of the Torah. He says over here, you're going to sit in front of Talmid Chacham. Over there, you're not going to be so big. Over there, you're going to be a Talmid. This Talmid, the Talmid Chacham, he's going to be the Rav. He's going to be the Rebbe in Olam Haba. That's Rabbeinu Gershom. But Tosfot is bringing a very interesting perush. Tosfot is bringing B'Shem Rabbeinu Hananel. You know, Rabbeinu Hananel is one of the Rishonim. They said he had Ruach HaKodesh, and the Mishnah Brura, he brings down that up to a certain time, they couldn't have the Pirush Rabbeinu Hananel. And when they found him, it was a big mitzvah to find Rabbeinu Hananel. So says Tosfot, B'Shem Rabbeinu Hananel, Pirush Rabbeinu Hananel, De'amru HaGeonim, the generation before the Rishonim. Rabbeinu Hananel is the Rishon. The generation before him, the Geonim, they said, Kabbalah beyadam. They had the Kabbalah, Rav mipi Rav. One rabbi transmitted over to another rabbi, that Olam Afuch, what did Rav Yosef see? What's the Olam Afuch that he saw? He says, Shera'a et Shmuel Yoshev kameh de Rav Yehuda. Shmuel, the rabbi, was sitting in front of his student, Rav Yehuda. Rav Yehuda was teaching Shmuel בעולם העליון. In this world, Shmuel was teaching Rav Yehuda. Came to the Amar Rav Yehuda, Amar Shmuel, always, right? Coming to the other world, he was in the other world. Who is sitting in front of who? Rav Yehuda is teaching Shmuel. Shmuel is sitting up in front of his Talmid. Why? Lama? זה העולם הפוך. אומר, wow, I can understand. But Shmuel was teaching בעולם הזה את Rav Yehuda. The whole Torah of Rav Yehuda came from Shmuel. He called them Shinena. Every time Amar Rav Yehuda, Amar Shmuel. מה קורה? Listen to what the Geonim say, ish mipi ish. He says, why? Mishum demicha b'Shmuel. Rav Yehuda told Shmuel, why don't you listen to this lady? She's crying. Nebach. She's crying. You don't. They said, ta'azov oti. Leave me alone. Listen, there's a Dayan, Morukva. Let her go to the Dayan. I want to learn. I don't know what to say ta'asek b'zach. I don't want to stop learning with you. You know? Let her go to Morukva, the Dayan. The fact that Rav Yehuda, right, rebuked, and he told them, right, you know, it's not nice what you're doing. You have to listen to her. בעולם ההוא הכל הפוך. למה? Because זה נקרא עיוות הדין. You didn't give attention to the din. You know what? Listen to her. At least listen to her what you have to listen. This week, I want to tell you something interesting. This week, there was a lady over here. She came to collect tzedakah. Right? So I came in. She says, you know, she was complaining to me. People didn't give much, and I took an Uber to come here. I don't have a driver. I took an Uber, and I thought this few people are going to give me a big sum of money. So I told her, listen, each one which is mazal. Some people get a lot of money the day, and some people get less. It's not something that everything mazal. And she was telling me, yeah. After 2 minutes, she was telling me, Taridea, you know something? At least you made me feel good. Listen to me. Can you listen to me? He says, people don't even listen to me. Not only they don't give tzedakah, they don't even care. And באמת, it's a Gemara. The Gemara says, anoten la'ani mitbarech b'shesh brachot. If you give tzedakah to a poor man, you get 6 blessings. But if you talk to him, he says, Bezrat Hashem, yeh beseder, it's going to be good. Don't worry, Hashem ya'azor lecha, mitbarech b'11 brachot. You get 11 blessings. Sometimes just to listen. Just listen to the person, what he has to say. Maybe you cannot help him. That's what Rav Yehuda telling Shmuel. Listen to her. She's crying. He says, לא, תעזוב אותי עכשיו, I'm learning. כן, אבל אתה גם דיין, אתה גם שופט, נכון? So he says, no, ויש לך מורוקווה, שתלך למורוקווה, let her go to מורוקווה, cry to him. בעולם ההוא הכל הפוך עליו. הוא נהיה התלמיד, he became תלמיד. So you see, מלך במשפט יעמיד ארץ, הכוונה, Hashem wants you to judge, but Hashem also, in the judgment, there's a lot of factors. There's a lot of factors. The way you think, right? How you approach the nidonim. You don't favor one over the other, right? Listen to the following thing. It's a Mechilta. The Mechilta says, in Mishpatim, Parashat Mishpatim, this week's Parashat, Perek Yudchet. The Mechilta says, when Rabbi Ishmael and Rabban Shimon Gamliel yatzu le'areg, when the 2 first martyrs, Rabbi Ishmael, Kohen Gadol, ורבן שמעון ורבן גמליאל, the Romans killed them first, right? when יצאו להרג, אמר לו רבן שמעון גמליאל לרבי ישמעאל, רבי, ליבי יוצא שאני יודע על מה אני נהרג. You know, Rabbi, I know that it's גזרה. You remember the story? The story was when the emperor told them, the 10, that he's going to kill all 10 of them. They said, listen, give us 3 days. Let Rabbi Ishmael go to Shamayim and ask אם זה גזרה. If it's מן השמיים. רבי ישמעאל תיאר את עצמו, he purified himself, עלה לשמיים, ואמרו לו, המלאכים, שמענו מאחורי הפרגוד, we heard behind the curtain, that you 10 are going to be killed, right? By the Romans. גזרה. ירד למטה, אמר לחברים שלו, he told the other rabbis, רבי ישבב סופר, רבי חנה בן תרדיון, right? He told them, הכינו עצמכם, listen, it's גזרה בשמיים, כן? The first 2 ones were Rabban Shimon Gamliel, Rabban Shimon Gamliel, and Rabbi Ishmael. So Rabban Shimon Gamliel is crying to Rabbi Ishmael, he's telling him, אמרת לנו שזה גזרה. Okay, אבל אני לא מבין, you know what bothers me? I don't understand why I deserve this. Why does Hashem want to take me? I'm teaching so much Torah. I'm teaching, he was the Nasi. Rabban Shimon Gamliel, he was the Shoshelet, he was the rabbi after rabbi, Shmone Dorot. So he asked, I don't know. אמר לו רבי ישמעאל, tell me, I'll ask you a question. מימיך בא אדם אצלך לדין או לשאלה, Did anybody come for you to a din Torah, or just to ask a question? בשר בחלב, הלכות שבת, kosher וזה? and you, היית שותה את כוסך, you told them, listen, I'm drinking a cup of tea now, a cup of coffee, let me finish my coffee, I'll answer you. Okay? או היית נועל את נעלך, you were putting your shoes, you told them, listen to me, wait one second, I'm tying my shoes. או היית מתעטף טליתך, or you were putting your jacket on, and you told the guy, listen, wait to me, right? Did it ever happen to you? אמרה תורה, אם תענה אחד עינוי מרובה ואחד מינוי מועט, אמר לו, רבי ניחמתני. תודה רבה. Now I know why I'm getting killed by the Romans. כן? עינוי הדין. מה זה עינוי הדין? אתה שותה קפה, בא איזה אחד נודניק, you know, those people, they like to bother rabbis, דווקא when he's eating, when he's drinking, when he's doing something, or he's reading, there's those people, they enjoy it. You know, they enjoy it. So some rabbis got used to those nudnikim, and they says, לך תשם, לך תראה מה הולך שם, כן? He told them, listen, if you did that, אם עשית את זה, אתה יכול להיות חייב אל עינוי הדין. זה נקרא עינוי הדין. עכשיו, אם זה אחד ידוע, is labeled ככה, בסדר, אין מה, אתה לא כל פעם, כן? אבל אם, תסתכל מה עושה רבן, תסתכל מה עושה הלל הזקן. הלל הזקן, ערב שבת, he's taking a shower לכבוד שבת, he's in the middle of putting shampoo on his head, מי כאן הלל, מה הוא שואל אותו? Tell me why the Africans have big feet, right? אז הוא אמר לו, בגלל שהם הולכים יחפים, they're going barefoot. הולך, חוזר עוד פעם. Tell me why the people in the desert have like those eyes, right? Like, אז הוא מסביר לו, ואחר כך, he took his time לנודניק, זה נודניק, כן? he took his time להסביר לו, והלל זה היה ביג סומיט, אתה מבין? שלא יהיה עינוי הדין. So this is מלך במשפט יעמיד ארץ. מה זה משפט? Everything is judged. הכל בא במשפט. דגמרא says חגיגה, דגמרא says, אפילו ההורג קינה בפני חברו, there is a bug, there is a mosquito on the table, and you smash it, you kill it, and your friend was dashed there, you disgusted me, I cannot eat now, cannot finish my sandwich now. הנגעל, כן? עתיד לתת את הדין. You're going to be judged for that. Okay? You go to the bathroom, you don't flush the toilet. Okay? Somebody else comes after you, רואה את זה, עתיד לתת את הדין. You're going to give din for that. Everything is din, right? מלך במשפט יעמיד ארץ. So אלה המשפטים, משה רבנו, when he comes down from Sinai, what is the first thing he's teaching us? לא שבת, לא הלכות שבת. It doesn't teach you בישול אחר בישול, בית יוסף permits to warm the challah on the plata, it means the Rav Yosef. It doesn't teach them these laws. אומר להם דינים, כי תקנה ודברי, גנב, ארבע שור, ארבע שא, בין אדם לחברו. This is what makes the earth stand, the globe stand in the air over there in space. How does it stand? משפט. And משפט is not only judging, even listening to the person, giving attention to a person, this is also part of the משפט, right? So, if not, חב ושלום, עליונים למטה, תחתונים למעלה. So to tell רבותיי, this is one of the parashot, very important parashot to learn, right? Basically, if you learn just the Rashi, you acquire the big chunk of Baba Kama, Baba Metzia, Baba Batra. If you just learn the Rashi on this week's parasha, right? You acquire the biggest, right, masachtot, the three biggest masachtot, because Rashi, what he did, he summarized the discussion. He doesn't bring you Ze Amar Kacha and this and that. Rashi summarized. So you have the halakha clear. You have the halakha clear in Rashi. For sure you're going to have to learn Shulchan Aruch. That's not a question. For sure it's good to learn Baba Kama, Baba Metzia, Baba Batra. For sure with the discussion have the, right? But if you don't have time to learn it, if you're a Balabait, at least learn the Rashi on this week's parasha, and you're going to acquire a lot of idiot. So tell you, Rabotai, we have to be more patient with people, especially Nudnikim. Sometimes, and especially if they come she'elot, sometimes they come with those she'elot, right? I'll tell you a she'elah I got this week. Very interesting she'elah. Somebody drank a coffee with milk, okay? אחר כך הוא שולח text. People today don't even call you. They don't even come to ask, and for sure that they don't call you, and they don't even come to ask. מה הם עושים? שולחים לך טקסט. היום זה טקסט, כן? אז הוא שולח טקסט, he's sending me a text. הוא אומר, I was drinking coffee and milk. 10 minutes later, הוא אומר, I blew, there was something with meat and he blew on it. So he's asking me, does the milk air, the steam of the milk in his mouth, הלך על הבשר, do I need to find out 60? מה היית אומר לו? שאלה גדולה שאלת בני, נכון? So if you הלל הזקן, he says, שאלה גדולה שאלת בני, וואו, איזה חסיד אתה. אתה ממש חסיד, אתה ממש, you maybe your mouth is full of steam, of milk, קודם כל זה כלי שני, כלי שלישי, הפה שלך זה כבר שלישי, כלי שלישי כבר, לא מבשל. But to tell you, this is the generation we're dealing with, and we have to be patient with people, and this shouldn't be עיוות הדין, and בעזרת השם, there's also סייעתא דשמיא, שלא יהיה עולם הפוך, שלא יהיה הפוך. So to tell you, פרשת משפטים is very important פרשת to learn and to do. ברוך אדוני לעולם, אמן ואמן.